Sup gamers, today we have a sweet limited edition Pokémon Nintendo DS Lite that a viewer sent in for me to fix. It works pretty great, it's in amazing condition. Screens look awesome, however the hinge is floppy, so we're gonna get this fixed up. The good news is it's only cracked, it's not actually missing any plastic, so this thing will basically work and look like absolute new once I'm done with it. We are not replacing this piece because these limited edition Pokémon DS Lites, they have gunmetal gray paint on them, so if we swapped it with a normal black piece, it would, no. So my method of fixing a hinge will work perfect. You can see it's broken in there. I'm super excited to get into this, so let's do it. Gonna be taking out these rubber pads, which these are also actually limited edition with that gunmetal gray paint. Looks so cool. So I'm going to give this DS a nice cleaning while I'm in here. Pop the shoulder buttons, and this DS actually does not require that much disassembly because we only need to get access to the hinge because it works totally fine. Just for the heck of it though, I'm gonna see what condition the board is in. Looks okay. I mean, yeah, it looks pretty good, but what I'm gonna do, I'm going to do my magic touch just to keep these buttons working like new. They were a little grimy, nothing crazy. They were still working totally fine, but at any point that grime could just make it not work right. So let's just get rid of it, stop it from happening in the future. And our viewer said the D-pad is a little off or mushy feeling. It feels mostly fine, but I could definitely feel, so I'm just gonna swap it with one that's good. And then I will clean this one. But okay, so now let's open up the hinge. Let's flip this motherboard back down now that we got those screws out. So now, here we are. The hinge is free. So in here is where we're gonna be working. You can see this piece. It's also starting to crack up there, we can see. But if we put some force there, we can see that crack gets closed very nicely. So I'm going, before I actually glue it, I'm gonna clean in there a little bit, or I mean, a lot of it as best I can. All right, well that was bound to happen. All right, so I'm just gonna clean it. That is totally okay. It might even be a better thing since that plastic piece just broke off, because now I can glue it at both crack points instead of just trying to sneak the glue in there. Yeah, this piece sits right back where it was. Definitely gonna take some patience. I need to be super careful because super glue is not forgiving, pretty much at all. And for this, I will be using the Ultra Gel Control. This is the max strength. So before I glue anything, I'm gonna make sure the hinge is all set and ready to go. So as it is, I'm just gonna put it in my hinge test thingy. It's all ready to go, so we can see the DS is closed. Now it's open in the main viewing angle. That's the flat angle. Back to that angle, and then closed again. I'm sorry, my camera doesn't like to focus. Let's clean the dust off of this hinge. Okay, so this is perfectly in the closed position, ready to install. So I'm gonna grab this again to hold the hinge in place. So I'm gonna get this hinge cover out of here. So now I can grab the hinge out of here when I am ready. So you can see I can just pull it out nice and easy. So now, time for the glue. Leg glue. Alright, so glue. The hinge grabs onto anywhere in this area right here. So I can put glue in maybe one or two spots there to keep it held down. And then the plastic piece grabs on to here and here. So I will also put some dabs there, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, so we got our hinge down. Now I'm going to put some glue on the places where the plastic piece sits and on the hinge itself. And then on that last place where the plastic piece sits, Now I'm going to carefully... There's a little... Quite the amount of glue right there. I just wanted to take some off. Now I'm going to not drop it like that. Rest it on as even as I can possibly get it.
12.
Gonna hold it there very tight for a couple seconds.
Years later.
This glue grabs pretty much immediately.
Years.
That looks pretty good to me. There's a little bit of a divot right here where I put the plastic piece in. It's not 100% perfect, but so now I'm gonna let it sit for about an hour, let the glue settle and dry a good bit, and then I will continue with reassembly.
A few inches.
Alrighty guys, it's been about an hour, so we are going to get this hinge cover on the device. Just slide over the hinge like that. Gonna put the bottom piece back on, and now we can lift up the board and make enough room to get these screws back in. Alright, just like that. So now we can get these two screws back in here. Never mind, guys. It looks like the ABXY button rubber has disagreed. Let's get that slid back on. Alright, that's back on now. So now we can get this other screw in. Now let's get these shoulder buttons back in place. That's one. That's two. I'm gonna clean this guy up a little bit. It's definitely really clean. There's just the usual places where dirt tends to build up over time. Now that that's all cleaned, the volume switch. Okay, never mind. Now that that's all cleaned, we can slap. Perfect. Working great. Clean up this battery compartment. So I'm just going to fully reassemble it. I'm just going to put all of the screws back in. Alright. So now it's all clean. We can see where the crack was, but there's no more gap. I'm going to let this guy sit for a couple hours before I actually open the hinge for the first time. So we will get back to it in another couple hours.
Later.
Alrighty gamers, it's been about an hour and a half. So we're gonna Alrighty guys, it's been about another hour and a half here, so I'm going to go ahead and open up the console. I'm going to do it carefully, of course, for this first time here, so we can see, again, the crack is right there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some downward pressure right here on the hinge to just help the super glue stay in place for this initial open. Going to start to open it. As we can see, it moves pretty much flawlessly. So we open it, and then you can see it snaps shut into its angle. And if we go ahead and open it into the main viewing angle, it does so perfectly. So we can see there it snapped into the main viewing angle. Right there it snapped, and now into the flat angle. We can see it snapped, and now pull it back around. And we will shut the device. So now I'm just gonna probably let this sit for the rest of the day and into tomorrow. And then it will be all good to go, all good to be tested again. I'll make sure it's all cleaned up, and then it'll be ready to be shipped to its owner. This was absolutely amazing. I absolutely love these consoles. This is my favorite DS Lite. It's a shame that there's so many fakes out there, but this is the real deal. Thank you so much for sending me this. It was a lot of fun to fix up. And guys, if you have any of your own personal DS Lites that you would like to be fixed up, no matter what's wrong with them, drop a comment or visit my website and message me through my website. I will get you sorted. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.